Tonight's story is special. Aubrey Feinberg wrote me on TikTok at midnight. Rebecca was my 10th great-grandmother. They hanged her as a witch. The message came with evidence, probate scraps, a blurred map of Gallows Hill, and the brutal confession in Rebecca's own hand. That one message reopened the case, sealed since the winter of 1662. Tonight, on Secret Spells and Shadows, we examine a long-forgotten case, sift the dust of Gallows Hill. I'm Victoria Unical, artist and media mogul by day, and modern witch exorcista by night. We uncover a true tale proving the world is stranger than fiction. If you are ready, hit like and subscribe, and let's begin. Tonight, we journey back to 17th century Connecticut, where one whispered accusation could earn you a hanging at dawn. It was the last week of December 1662. Big snowdrifts piled up and river ice cracked. 8-year-old Elizabeth Kelly had just died after days of violent fits. She and her grieving parents started the rumors of witchcraft during her sickness. Ministers warned that Satan walked Connecticut's woods. Accusations flew against 13 people. Neighbors strained to hear if their family was on the list or not. Near the top of the list was Rebecca Greensmith and her third husband, Nathaniel Greensmith. Let's rewind. Around 1620, an unnamed English girl who would become Rebecca crossed the Atlantic. By 1642, she married Abraham Elson in Wethersfield and gave birth to Sarah and Hannah. Abraham died 6 years later, leaving her land valued at 40 pounds. In 1649, she wed sea trader Jarvis Mudge, but he died 3 years later. Now broke, she returned to Hartford and, around 1654, married Nathaniel Greensmith, a short man already fined for stealing wheat, lying in court, and battering neighbors. Nathaniel somehow dragged colossal logs by himself. Skeptical farmers whispered he used help no Christian could see. Late that summer, Anne Cole, very religious and respected, collapsed into spasms. During each fit, she named witches plotting to kill her: Mary Sanford, Goodwife Ayers, and Rebecca Greensmith. Ministers Joseph Haynes and John Whiting raced to the jail. Haynes read from the Bible, which seemed to torture Rebecca. She said she felt her skin was pulled from bone. Under that agony, she confessed. Rebecca spoke of midnight dances under a tree near her house. A cat-shaped spirit summoned evil. She admitted to intimacy with the devil. He had promised a merry meeting come Christmas to seal their deal. Out of love to my husband's soul, she implicated Nathaniel. She claimed their meetings took place in the orchard. One guest came in the shape of a crow, flying down from the branches. They drank wine, danced in the moonlight, and made whispered pacts under a cursed tree. The devil, she said, orchestrated everything. This was Rebecca's testimony. Trial began December 30th, 1662. The accusation read: familiarity with Satan, acting beyond human ability. Nathaniel denied everything. Rebecca repeated every word of her confession. No spirits were needed. Her own testimony carried the weight of a gallows beam. 8 days later, the jury found them guilty. Mary Barnes of Farmington received the same sentence. The city chose January 25th of 1663 for the hanging. The snow muffled footsteps as people climbed Gallows Hill, where downtown Hartford is today. Rebecca stood in warm wool beside her husband. A noose tightened. She looked toward her teenage girls, Sarah and Hannah. They saw their mother's silhouette drop against the gray sky. Afterward, magistrates took stock of Nathaniel's estate: 182 pounds in land, livestock, and 2 Bibles. The girls petitioned for 44 pounds, part of their late father Abraham Elson's property, but the court skimmed 40 pounds for county coffers, then placed the orphans out to service until a master deemed them of age. The panic went on through spring. More arrests, more confessions, more whispered deals with darkness. But Rebecca's case still stood out. Ministers used her words as proof that Satan's kingdom was always nearby. Centuries blurred the memory, but the records endured. Court minutes preserved Rebecca's trembling handwriting. I speak all this out of love. It's much against my will that I now speak against my husband. Aubrey's family tree shows a straight line from Rebecca's name to hers. 10 generations, 12 mothers and fathers, a chain unbroken by rope. State government finally cleared the records in 2023, declaring every accused soul now in good standing. The proclamation arrived 360 years too late for Rebecca, but just in time for her 10th great-granddaughter, determined to tell the whole story. The hanging of Rebecca and Nathaniel Greensmith is still one of the darkest witch-hunting moments. Fear kept claiming more lives long after their hanging. Anne Glover, Boston, 1688, an Irish washerwoman who spoke Gaelic prayers. Puritan leaders called her words "devil's talk" and hanged her on Boston Common. Bridget Bishop, Salem, 1692, a lively tavern owner who liked bright clothes. Neighbors said her red corset proved she was a witch, and she became the first to die in Salem. Janet Horne, Scotland, 1727, a mother accused of riding her daughter like a horse. She was tarred, paraded, and burned, the last witch put to death in Britain. Witch trials have ended, but anytime panic takes over, new targets are always found. History fears anyone branded as different when fear grows. But the deeper terror is how quickly neighbors become judges, juries, and silent executioners when panic rings the bell. Have you ever seen rumors turn a friend into an enemy? Did you speak up or step back and let the sentence fall? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe, my darlings, and come back next Thursday for another tale on secret spells and shadows. Until then, stay safe, stay sharp, and never let a whisper decide anyone's fate. Mwah.